Well, good afternoon, good evening here on your Friday Mid-Missouri. Tonight looks beautiful, if not a little hot. Temperatures are in the 90s throughout the afternoon. If you're headed out for a pool day, it's going to be great. Remember the sunscreen, though. Our UV index is at a 10, and we have the brightest hours here through the early afternoon, even with some partly cloudy skies. Now, tomorrow, things are a bit more inclement, I guess you could say. We're looking at a more active forecast. Clearly, you can see we have a severe risk encompassing all of mid-Missouri. This is a level 2 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center scale. This is also what they call a slight risk. Essentially, what this means is we've got some isolated potential for severe weather, and really anything that develops tomorrow afternoon, especially during the heat of the afternoon, we'll be watching for severe weather from those storms. We'll have severe capability with anything that develops tomorrow afternoon. Our primary concerns are large hail and damaging wind. We can't rule out isolated flooding or the slim tornado risk. It's non-zero, meaning that we could see an environment favorable for a tornado tomorrow. But our primary risk, and what we're going to see most of likely, are severe thunderstorm warnings because of, well, large hail and damaging wind. And that's what we're tracking for Saturday. Again, this is going to be Saturday afternoon and evening. We're going to time this out here on our ABC 17 Storm Track Future Track. Things are dry this afternoon. As we expected, there's the slim possibility of maybe a little blip on the radar or two. What those are, those cumulus clouds that are going up, getting just big enough to put a sprinkle to the ground, and that's about it. And that may even be a little ambitious to think that that could happen. We're looking, again, throughout the rest of the afternoon at dry conditions. In the evening, overnight hours, we could see some showers pass to our south and west. I expect us to stay primarily dry there. Heading into Saturday, this is where things get a bit more interesting. We'll be watching for some isolated thunderstorms by the early afternoon. This could happen 11 to noon for our friends in the northwestern parts of our viewing area, Brunswick to Macon. Again, I don't expect widespread storms. Guidance has had a hard time kind of depicting on exactly what will fire, but anything that does fire, and maybe don't pay too much attention on exactly where you're seeing Future Track kind of paint this rain, we could see more development elsewhere. Marshall, Moberly, Boonville, California, anything that gets going into the afternoon will have some severe risk. So we all need to be kind of weather aware, I would say by around lunchtime tomorrow. That will pass on, and we may see some more development, but we will see eventually this cold front push through. This is where we start to see our severe threat end. If you're behind the cold front, your severe threat's over, and this will likely sweep through by around midnight. But if you're out ahead, we still have the chance for more redevelopment, and in fact, Future Track does kind of pick up on that as it moves out of the viewing area. Storm energy, this really kind of gives you a better idea of what could happen. Future Track, it shows you, well, what the radar could look like, but it changes with every iteration. This is maybe a more consistent thing to look at here, because anywhere you see these light greens and yellows, that's where the storm chance is going to be best throughout the afternoon and evening. It's out ahead of this cold front. This is where we have our best chance for severe storms. It will kind of wane as we head late into the evening hours into near midnight. So that kind of takes away our best chance for severe storms, but it doesn't get rid of it completely. We're still looking at a chance for an isolated strong to severe storm into about the midnight, just after hour, as we start to watch this cold front push through. Again, it doesn't really get out of here until early Sunday morning. The good news is for Sunday, things are looking drier and cooler with that warm, moist air pushing out ahead of this cold front. We'll pull in some drier and cooler conditions. Now, how much rain could we see? I know this is what a lot of folks are probably thinking most about. Are we going to see any kind of drought-busting rain with this big chance for storms? Not really. We're still looking at maybe up to a quarter of an inch, maybe more than that locally if you get underneath those thunderstorms. And that's kind of what this map is painting out here. The better chance for storms is going to be just a little bit on the northern edge of mid-Missouri. The chance kind of is diminishing as you go southward. In fact, we saw that with the last Storm Prediction Center update. It's just recently here after 12:30 this afternoon that we've seen that update to include everyone in mid-Missouri. But still, I do think the chance for rain does dwindle as you head south of I-70. So if you're in Moberly, I think you've got a better chance for more meaningful rain than our friends in Jefferson City. Either way, you're not missing out on a drought-busting rain. It's going to not be a whole lot. Saturday is hot. We're feeling like triple digits out ahead of that cold front. So not only will you want to hit the pool, but you're going to want to make sure that you are paying attention to the forecast, because you don't want to get caught out in one of those strong to severe storms Saturday afternoon. Sunday into Monday, things are looking not only drier but cooler as well, with feels like temperatures falling into the 80s with our humidity low enough for that. We're falling into the 50s for dew points on Sunday, further even into Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, we might see a localized increase as we start to track better chances for rain by the middle of next week. Again, that's a trend that we saw with this weekend. Humidity increasing with that chance for storms. Again, we get more moisture, we get more chances for rain. Looking at next week, we don't see a big cool down behind that cold front. Yeah, it changes things a little bit, but we're still feeling like summer Monday through Friday.